What's up, guys? In this video we're gonna discuss the global variables and local variables in C++. So let's begin. All right, so what is global variables and local variables? Okay, so far we have used variables, and we said that the variables are namespace in memory. So we explained that int a is equal to 400 or 4000 or 400. So int is a data type, a is the name of whatever we assign, and this is the value that we're gonna assign to this variable. So now this a is a variable and this is a local variable. Local variables are declared inside the main function, inside the function of any function. So if you want to use this global variables, you guys need to declare this outside, above this main function or any function. So we're going to demonstrate how we're going to declare and how we're going to use this variable. So if we put a int global variable, so we are not gonna assign any value, but with this one we're gonna, the second one, we're gonna assign a value. So global var1 is equal to, say, 300. We're gonna assign 300 on the int global variable in outside the function. So this is, now we declare two variables which is outside the main function, and this guy here, it's inside this main function. So if we put this ones as a global variables, and this little guy here a is local variables, because that's inside the function. Local variables, because it's a local to this main, is from this block, from the first to here. This is the boundary, this is the block of this main or any function. So this is the that's what is called local variables. And these two guys here at the top, because they're outside, is called global variables. All right, so we go say in how we're going to access our global variable. So we say, and you guys notice that we declare this outside the main function and this is inside the main function. So, or we can put it local variables, the local word for local variable, short for local variables. All right, so we put the value of first global variable is, so we're going to check the value of the first global variable, and we see global variable first end line, and we're going to check the second global variables. Okay, the value second global variable is, and global variable 1. All right, so we are taking the first, we are printing the first, what's the value of this, the first one, global variable, and the second one is this line is gonna demonstrate the value of the second variable, and the third line, which we're gonna see the value of the local variable. All right, so if you guys notice that, I'm going to say again that we declare this outside the main function. This is the global variable, and this is inside the main function. So that's why it's local variable. And I'm going to copy, because I'm a bit lazy, to copy this one to print the third line. And on the third line, I'm going to say the value of the local variable, because we're going to see the local variable, local main variable. is local var, or short for local variable, and that's also int. Alright, so we're going to see this the value of the first global variable and the value of the second variable and the value of the third, which is local variable. And if you guys notice, the first variable here, it's got no value assigned, so this got no value, it's just empty. So normally we assign a value, say 5,000 or 5 million or whatever the value. So at this moment we are not going to declare anything, so we see what's the outcome going to be. Alright, so as you guys can see, it says the value of the first global variable is 0 because we do not assign any variables outside the main function. Just keep in mind that it's 0, so initialize as 0. If you don't assign any variable in the memory, in the computer memory, it's going to be 0. Alright, so the value of the second global variable is 300, which you guys see we assigned already, and the value of the local main variable is 400. And if you guys can see, this is the local variable and it's 400. That's the value of the 400. So far we have declared this our global variables. Alright, so what about the variables which are declared in another function, not in the main function? Alright, let's see that. So how to declare local variables inside other functions. Alright, so we see our another function which we're going to declare void. We name it myfunc, or my function, or you can declare anything you like as long as it pleases you. So I'm going to put a void myfunc, which I'm going to declare function, and I'm going to also put a int local var. So we're going to declare int for local var, and I'm going to put a value of 7,000. Alright, so you guys notice that I've also declared the local var here. It's got the same name, and local var here. You can name anything you guys like, anything. You can declare any other functions if you want, any other data type with other names. But the reason I'm declaring, I'm going to putting the same names, is because I want to show you guys that this function and this function is different. So we have a int local variable which the value is 400, and we have a int local var in the same name, the value of 7,000. All right, so we put a cout value of local myfunc variable is endl. Alright, so now we have the two local variables, one inside the main function and another one's inside this myfunc, but both of them's got the same name. So one's the value is 400 and another one the value is 7,000. Alright, so once we already declared, we already found the result, and we already seen the result, and the second one which we haven't seen. Alright, so we go to our prototype here, and we declared our function which is void myfunc. Alright, so how we going to declare this one? We're going to say myfunc. Okay, so that's how we declare the function inside the main, because we created another function with the local variable which is 7,000, and we're going to put the output my local myfunc variables, and on the top we declared that prototype above the main, and here we are going to call our function. This is called calling function. We're going to call this function calling functions. That's how we call it in every programming language. If you guys needs to declare the whole these things inside here, That's how we declare, just to put the name of the function, and that's it. And C++ very smart enough to go one line by line and see these functions, then they're going to trace this function. If there is any problem with this one, it's not going to go ahead. All right, so we didn't put the here. Now we put a local variable, local var here. All right, so we go again. Okay, so the value of the first global variable is 0, which we already discussed. The value of the second global variable is 300, which we already seen that. The value of the local main variable is 400. That's the local main variable. It's a local main variable. And the value of the local myfunc variable is 7000. As you guys seen here, that we have now two global variables, one local variables inside the main, and one local variable with the same name inside the myfunc. And you guys can see it's not in conflict with this myfunc, because these local variables are local to this main, and this local variable, another second local variables, are local to this myfunc. So there is no conflict in between these two local variables. So now we see that doesn't matter what local variables are you guys assign, it's not gonna go in conflict with another local variables, because it's a local to this function. But if you guys put a local global variable with the same name, it's gonna go in the conflict. Say if I put a int global var, or global var1 is gonna go into conflict. It's not gonna accept the things, because we already declared once. It's not gonna go ahead and declare this. See, it's not, the computer is not going ahead and declaring this. Even if you guys put it somewhere else, if you guys put it here, it's not gonna go ahead. We save it. You see, it's not gonna go ahead because this name is already declared. We have to put a different name. But with the local variables, because it's local to this main function, it's local here, you guys always, it doesn't matter, even if I got the same name with the same value, even if you put a 400 and 400, it's got, makes no difference. 400, say you make it 400. Alright, so you guys can see that the local main variable is 400, and the local myfunc variable, which is this one, is also 400. Same name, same value. It's got, there's no conflicts. Computers computers executing both of them with no problem. So in this video we learned that in order to execute your functions or something with the local variable, it doesn't matter if it's got the same name inside any functions, or but the global variables you guys always declare at the top before main, you know, if you want to execute it. So yeah, that's it. So if you, it doesn't matter how many global variables, got to go 10, 15,000, any sort of database, string, anything. And you can declare it inside this, but you guys just keep in mind that this is a local variable local to this main, and this is local variable local to this myfunc. So these variables never gonna go in conflict with each other. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you guys got any question, just put in a comment box, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.